That's weird, it's not deformed.
Goedemorgen mijn kijkers en welkom bij de Train Sim News Show. And no, I am not attempting to learn a new language. What dastardly clue would give you that impression? But yeah, this episode's actually going to be episode 34, not the Q&A. Why is that? Well, I botched up the Q&A recording, so I need to redo all of them because I set my microphone settings incorrectly. Sorry about that, but I'll have that episode done soon. I promise, I swear on me mum. Now how about we talk about some news? Alright then, well Dovetail are still trying to keep Train Sim World relevant by tugging on our emotional BR Blue heartstrings. Obviously doesn't work on me because I don't give a toss about BR Blue. But also because all my viewers are too busy playing Smash Ultimate. Don't look at me as if I'm lying, you're holding your Switch now, aren't you? Bet the online mode is real fun, innit? I mean, I can't blame you for playing Smash Ultimate. I'd be playing Smash Ultimate as well instead of recording this, except I don't have a Switch. Plus, Nintendo hasn't given me a reason to buy one, mainly. But anyway, I don't care about Train Sim World. Let's talk about some actual news. Dovetail have released something which, in my opinion, is worth your time. An almost anomalous thing on Steam. Oh, good trade in Train Simulator. This, the Valar OD. It sounds like the real thing, behaves like the real thing, has most of the safety features and isn't dumbed down so 2-year-olds can drive it, has some detailing in the modelling and good textures as well, plus it doesn't do 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. Well, you know what? Sure, I'll take it. I like it enough to call it good, but don't be fooled into thinking I think it's perfect. Not at all. It still lacks the KVB and TVM French safety systems, made worse because this train actually goes back and forth into France on its main route. But other than that, WYSIWYG. I've heard that Mr. Linseth has made a sound pack for the Valar OD, but I haven't installed it because, frankly, I'm fine with the default sounds, which is saying something. It's sort of like the same case with the Armstrong Powerhouse's Class 57 sound pack. Supposedly a pro, but recorded from the wrong bleeding 57. Anyway, as you might have guessed for a trailer like the Valar OD, people are slightly starting to fight over making reskins for it because it's, well, you know, the Class 374, Eurostar. I heard that one is under development by Mr. Albie, who I thought was previously exiled from the Train Sim community after the Class 700 fiasco, but anyway. And the one I'm showing you here was made by someone I might as well just mention right now. We have a brand new reskinner among us, and he goes by the name of Major Wales Design. As you can probably guess by the name alone, the majority of his reskins are Welsh related, which is nice. I like Wales. Who else doesn't like a whale? And the main reason I'm mentioning this guy, apart from the fact that he's new and his reskins seem fairly nice, is the fact that this is the kind of attitude and presentation that I'm looking for, or I like to see in the community. One that I can respect. Not someone who thinks that they're the best or is making a fantastic Class 313. And speaking of which, what happened to that? Did it get cancelled? Anyway, he's just someone who says, I make reskins, here they are, download them here, have a readme to help you install, and just a picture to show you what they look like. You know what? Thank you very much. This is what I'd like to see. It's not a competition or anything. Not trying to be super competitive or anything. They're just reskins at the end of the day. He also makes scenarios as well, and it appears he's somewhat open to suggestions, not requests, suggestions. In the unlikely event Mr. MWD decides to watch this video, I have a suggestion for you. What about this? I know it's fictional, but it would have been interesting to see what the 175s look like in the new livery. But that's all I have to say. Let's move on to the meaty content of this episode, which in this case, we're going to start talking about Just Trains. We got some new pics and information on the London Underground S8 that Just Trains are working on. Of course, the modelling looks so much better, and the interior is actually modelled. Though to be honest, it's not like they had a high benchmark or anything. The features it has look nice enough, and I could have sworn I saw in the features a while ago that it had some sort of ADSO, or I don't know. Then again, Train Sim already has automatic selective door opening. But anyway, but still, I will be curious to see how it pans out once they finished it. Also, we've got a new route in development from Just Trains, the Midland Main Line, from Sheffield to Derby. Why? That's not even 40 miles. Okay, sure, it goes to Derby and Sheffield, but, you know, what is this foreign entity called Leicester? Daniel comically replies with. The pics kind of speak for themselves, typical TF2 screams.avi. I'm not really bowled over, but then again, this seems to be very work in progress. Well, yeah, that's what I've got to say. Might as well tell you a bit of a fun fact. When I was younger, I used to call Derby Derby, which, come on, considering how you spell it, how could you blame me? Oh, and the Western Main Lines is being extended to Penzance, just in case you want to melt your GPU and graphics card so you can keep warm this Christmas. I personally prefer to use an electric heater, but you know, to each their own. But this is not what you're here for me to talk about. You're not here for me to stall or anything. No. You're here for me to talk about the ultimate Class 37, which in my opinion is the stupidest name for an add-on in Train Sim next to the fantastic 313. Because let's make a hypothetical scenario 5 years down the line, you're gonna make a better Class 37. What do you call it? The actual ultimate Class 37? The Super Mega Ultra Alpha Hyper Valve Class 37? Or maybe God Incarnate, the Class 37. It's like that Doctor Who episode with the Centaurans.
Stahl the Undefeated!
Oh, that's not a very good nickname. What if you do get defeated? Stahl, they're not quite so undefeated anymore, but never mind.
I'm telling you, these jokes write themselves. Anyway, reading the description on the Ultimate 37 page doesn't really fill me with much, anticipation. If anything, it feels like a political manifesto, with it saying stuff like, it will feature incredible levels of detail, a multitude of advanced features to give you an authentic Class 37 experience. Remember everybody, an 8K box is still a box, no matter how many times you tell people that it's 8K. Mind you, the Ultimate Class 37 here has a bit of a story behind it. It's not originally just Trains' 37. Basically, here's how it worked. Railright were making a Class 37, and then all of a sudden, they've willfully sent themselves to the Shadow Realm. I don't believe they had a website, but I definitely know their Facebook page is gone. Supposedly they've left Train Sim, and obviously have deleted their Facebook page as a result of it. But before they sent themselves to the Shadow Realm willfully, they sold their Class 37 model to Just Trains for them to finish off, and Just Trains are having Vulcan Productions help them out as well. Nothing against that, they seem alright enough. The only thing I remember Railright making in the past was the Class 40, and it was good. Had lots of variants, nice features and all. Like the water scoop, that was pretty nice. But I didn't, you know, overly love it. I don't love anything in Train Sim. I don't think it's much of a spoiler for me to say I'm not a big fan of the Class 37. But I'm at least kind and generous enough to take a look at it once it's, released. It's nice to at least see this continue to be at least finished. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Wait a second. What's that sound? No! Ah!
1, 2, 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, 2, 3.
Oh my head, get that crap out of my screen! Ah. The Train Sim news show is for premier memes only, not some of the new generation crap memes. Isn't that right, Mr. Volcano?
Fuck off!
The Armstrong Powerhouse are making a Class 37. I have no idea why they'd want to make their own 37 with Blackjack and Hookers, but it seems they have a reason. Plus, they've confirmed that it's separate from the Railright / Just Trains 37 now. To make matters worse, both of these ultimate hyper-realistic Class 37s were announced within the same time as each other. Or at least as near as makes no difference. You know, 24 hours, tops. And even with the Armstrong Powerhouse saying that they're not affiliated with the Class 37 that Railright were making, I still fail to see how they didn't know Railright were making a Class 37. Even if they sold it to Just Trains, that's not evidence that they've cancelled the 37 and therefore the Armstrong Powerhouse can just make their own 37. Because what's going to end up happening now is that there are two versions of the same train that are going to split the community for, let's be honest, unnecessary amounts of competition. Which one are you going to pick? Do you have enough money for both? Or maybe you like to sail the 7 seas like all the bad people on the internet do? I don't know. I am not here to answer that question. Neither of them have been released yet. Do you think it also helps that a lot of the fans of the Armstrong Powerhouse are very unhealthy consumers? Not all. There are definitely people who know when to say no or thanks, I'll pass. But you know what I mean when I say this. Don't even take my word from it. Look at this comment here saying that they'll get the AP version because my lords. And saying that instantly forfeits any discussion. Please return to 2008 and take your quotes with you. Now at this point in the episode I was going to make a bit of a joke montage of all the possible, well at least more viable locomotives or units that I would have rather the Armstrong Powerhouse made instead of another 37. Instead I'm just going to post a picture of the departmental network rail MPV. Now I would move on, but there is one more point that has just popped into my head right now whilst I was recording this. Have any of you actually sat down to count just how many sound packs and enhancements to the 37 alone they've made since they've started? Apologies if I get any of these wrong in advance, but from my memory there was the original 37 sound pack, the 37 Pro, then a Pro V2 which conveniently enough omitted the turbo sounds, again whoops-a-daisy. Then you had the Mirrorleys, and then the Mirrorleys Pro, then the Ruston, then there's the Werry Lines modification they did with the new sounds, the newer cab, and Muh exhaust. Assuming we're counting the latter most, this 37, the Armstrong Powerhouse they made, will be the 8th. Surely after 7 or 8 you would start saying to yourself, I think we're done here. I know that the Mirrorleys and the Ruston are different engines, but my point still stands, I'm afraid. Alright, let's just get that crap out of here. Hopefully the next thing the Armstrong Powerhouse are working on is much better. Right then, Sky and Weather Enhancement. Let's just get this out the way. Overpriced as hell! Yes, you get 125 possible combinations of weather, and some of the weathers can look pretty nice, but really? £12? Alright then, well, let's be kind enough just to see how it looks like on my own route then. The clear skies look alright. The cloudy weather's, again, alright. Haze, the weather that I use the most on Train Sim, looks, well, that's rubbish, honestly. Precipitation looks quite nice, and driving at night in clear skies, you get to see the moon. And I will say that is a gorgeous picture of the moon that was totally not taken from Wikipedia or Flickr. No, just kidding the last part, but still, that's a really nice picture of the moon. And the fog, wow, that's some thick fog alright. Any more thick and you wouldn't be able to see beyond your own face. Though it's worth saying that there are just some objects in Train Simulator that are just fog immune, it would appear to seem. Well, what else do you want me to say? It looks nice, but isn't that really overpriced? I haven't even got to the worst bit about this yet. AP must clearly have a hard-on for showcasing that fork lightning effect. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. So BRB whilst I add it in for myself. Oh wait, you can't! I mean, you literally can't. Their reasoning, you may ask? Well, fortunately, they provided it in the manual. They say that, whilst we'd love to give you the ability to create your own weather patterns to take advantage of this in your own scenarios, we have not found a way of achieving this, which would ensure only those who have purchased the pack would experience it. As a result, this feature will only be available in scenarios designed by us. Well, screw you too then! Why tease the very people who continue to support you with this unnecessary bait and switch? Hey look guys, fork lightning! Too bad you can't use it, LOL XTTTTT. Do you want to know something else? Back in the MSTS days, there was something quite similar to this Sky and Weather Enhancement scam thing. A program called Cosmos, which even changed the water levels during the different seasons. I only remember taking a few pictures with it back in my MSTS days, and it could even do lightning as well, but I don't have any pictures of lightning on me, I'm afraid. So you'll have to take my word with a grain of salt regarding that. Remember, even then, it was MSTS lightning, so yeah. Speaks for itself. And gee, how much did the creator of Cosmos charge for this program?
Nothing. It's for free. Free?
Yep, what else is new? Local developer spits in the face of the very people you want to support. It was bad enough that it had to have a day one update to fix this little bug here. Even worse that you can't even place bleeding fork lightning that you shove in our face saying, ooh, look how cool this is. Yeah, cool, thank you. Oh, might as well just get this out the way. 450 and 350 sound pack thingies. Roses are red, violets are blue, sounds are cool, adds nothing new. Basically what I said regarding the 170 and the 158 ones. Sorry, I just can't be bothered. Let's try and wrap this episode up with one last thing to talk about. Remember a couple of months ago when Dogtail extended the Marseille to Avignon TGV route so it finally goes to Lyon? Which, you know, was, I guess, nice, but it still didn't solve the problem of basically only having one type of train to run on the line. Well, good news, because we finally have the other TGV to use along this route. The TGV Reserve is finally out for Train Simulator, with multiple liveries, and the Reserve Duplex as well. Impressive! However, it sucks. It sucks more than a giant squirrel in the middle of a city. This isn't a train, it's landfill. They copied and pasted the physics and the sounds over from the Duplex TGV, despite the two sounding absolutely nothing alike. They call it a Pro, despite it being no more advanced than, well, yeah, that. And I think they've even ditched the pantograph mechanism switching thing that was featured on that route. It's really bad. Fortunately, more and more negative reviews are being posted. At the time of me making this video, only 15% of the reviews are even positive, which that's pretty bad, even by Dovetail standards. If there's one thing that they're clearly not doing, it's winning over the French. Now you know how we feel. To those who really want to give this a try, I recommend switching over the run sounds and the motor sounds from the Class 91 Enhancement Pack. I gave that a quick try and it makes it a bit better. Still accelerates like a Nissan GTR, but, you know, gotta fix the physics. Mind you, the Reserve does have one nice thing. You can finally now make the TGV Pass. You know, the one that runs into Germany and Switzerland. Anyone? Come on, you must know the TGV Pass. Alright, I'm just the only one then. Oh, might as well just say this, in before Talus reskins come up whilst I'm rendering this. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. I do hope you have an absolutely fantastic Christmas and New Year, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever else you celebrate. And I do hope you're looking forward to a brighter 2019 where, I don't know what is coming up in 2019. Oh, no, Sheffield to Derby. Yeah. Look forward to that in 2019. Sorry. I'm gonna try and hopefully upload a bit more throughout the next year, but I make absolutely no promises because I have to prioritize family, work above Train Sim and YouTube. Still, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you guys next time. Goodbye!